Okay, bear with me. I'm check 1 2. See if see if this is working. I'm just sitting out on my back deck here. This is where I like to sit. The weather's nice, and the weather is nice. It is gorgeous day here in Paradise North. It's kind of if you know the geographic layout of Canada, I'm essentially halfway between the Alberta-Saskatchewan border in lovely Cold Lake. It's part of the Wood Buffalo District, MD of Bonnyville, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be here talking. I don't know if I have any viewers. Yeah, no concurrent viewers. It doesn't. Yeah, no viewers. What are we doing today? I'm selling stuff. Yeah, I'm selling like items, products like I still. Oh man, it's a little intimidating. You know, I'm not someone who does this all the time, but I'm here, and if anyone wants to check in, leave comments. I'll read your comments on streamy. Yeah, I just installed the OBS, Open Broadcast software, and yeah, it went pretty smoothly. I've got a Linux laptop here. Not that most people care what's under the hood, but yeah, today is going to be a good day. I'm just gonna sit around here and stream until such time that I need to make an errand and go somewhere. Living in Canada is quite expensive. Price of food is a real drag. The price of food. What am I thinking? Beef has gone skyrocketed. It's just crazy. I can afford to eat beef. Maybe like being between jobs and everything. On a very tight budget. Price of cigarettes is it's all tax. I mean, what's this worth? Like a nickel? Well, no, here it's worth 20 times that amount to buy a pack of smokes, a 20 pack. I live in Canada, but I'm smoking these American Spirit smokes. And you can see they've got little warnings on the filter, eh? Not very sexy, huh? Damage your organs. I don't know how much truth there is to that. As far as I can tell, I don't have any organ damage. Like that ticker's going. Gastrointestinal thing is all good. I feel not the most energetic person to begin with, but plenty of energy to get through a working day. Hoping that you can, if anyone's tuning in, you can hear me. It's on this Wednesday. It's Wednesday afternoon. The excitement this morning was getting the garbage out, which I managed to do. I was up at about 7:30 a.m. Also, where I live, there's a municipal recycling program. So I had a bunch of cardboard. I'll kind of separate that, and I mean, we pay for it, pay for the service, of course. But it apparently really does redirect a lot of stuff from the landfill. So it's not that hard to just put your pizza boxes and your egg cartons and stuff. And oh, I got a phone call coming in. You know. Okay. Hello, Moody.
Richie, what's going on?
I'm live streaming on the internet.
Oh, there are people watching you?
I don't think so. Not yet.
What
Not.
are you talking about? What's today's topic?
What? Just ask Blake anything about Cold Lake, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Having a.
We can, maybe it'll catch on like wildfire.
Haha, maybe. Yeah. There's this guy on the. He's got a channel. His name's Portland Andy.
Yeah, you were telling me about it last night.
Yeah, and it's he does like live chat. He'll you type in a comment. He might read it out, and he seems to like my commentary. So I thought, well, I'm not as famous as he is, but I can give it a whirl.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
So if I go on YouTube right now, you're live.
Yeah, if you go to my channel, yeah, I should be. It'd be great if you would.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, and see, and then I think I got the chat set up so you can just punch in a comment, and then you'll know I'm seeing it. If
I'm driving. Just send me a link to the YouTube channel while I'm driving out. I'll hook on to it, okay?
oh, okay, yeah,
Okay, send it to you now.
okay,
I'll go on to send it.
all right,
Okay, bro.
all right,
Later.
okay. All right, I might potential. That's weird. Dude on the radio said potential the same time I did. Potential for viewership here. So I'm just gonna text my link to my channel. Okay, so that'd be YouTube. I don't know if you can. Let's see here. I'm using an old BlackBerry. YouTube.com/Puzzle College. Of course, neighbors had to turn on the radio. I don't know if that's going to have any implication. On my stream, if it violates any kind of thing, I don't know. Oh, it's always something unforeseeable. That's radio, though. I don't know. There shouldn't be any copyright infringement or nothing. Rebroadcasting inadvertently. That show's probably far more interesting than what I have to say. I recognize it's out of Edmonton. broadcast, AM radio. Recognize the voice of the host. His name's Shay Gannam. I went through a few on that program out of Edmonton there. I went through a few personalities, called like radio prime time, kind of afternoon show. Today, let's see, gotta check my comment stream. Oh, I did have Moody Azif, but it says message retracted. It just gave me a heart. He loves my stream, man. It's awesome. We're can get streaming. Got some leftovers from last night that I'm gonna cook up later. Well, I cooked up 2 strip loins. Made some potatoes. Ate all the potatoes. Made like hash browns. The way I do it, put cut the potato into cubies, and then I put them in a container with some olive oil, seasonings. Put them on a tray for the toaster oven. Tray that like a mesh, a steel mesh, a shallow mesh thing, and then with a bottom for catch all the grease and stuff. And then I throw it on the air fry setting, big toaster oven, on about 300 degrees, and the air fry setting, so it's got the convection fan going. And about 20 minutes later, roughly, you got some perfect little hash browns to go with a nice side dish. Just got into bacon bread. And that's my doing, growing house plants. You know, boring, kind of boring, pretty square. Square, domestic type stuff. Nothing exciting. But, yeah, excitement. It's always around the corner, huh? Maybe not. Kind of same old every day. So I just sit here, talk to my computer, like I'm a madman. If anyone's paying attention, and that's okay. No harm, no foul, bros. It's a soda pop. Yeah. And yeah. Coffee cup. A little coffee, a little soda. And, oh, I got a warning. What's going on? Current bit rate is lower than the recommended. So I can open a widget. Let's see. But it says stream status good. So maybe just less than optimal. I don't know. I can't, you know, I could set up another computer and then gauge it that way. But otherwise, all I have is this laptop right here. And, yeah, I'm just, I've streamed in the past, like on my other big computer setup. But it's so nice outside that I don't want to be indoors. Just want to hang out here. Paradise North. beautiful Cold Lake, Wood Buffalo region. Got great big lake. I can see it from here. See across to the other side. It's a vast, deep lake. It's I don't know how the fishing is. If you're into fishing, I like fishing, but I don't have a boat, so I can't do any serious fishing. Just cast off the dock at the marina. Caught a jackfish there once, twice. They were too small, had to throw them back. And this year, I didn't even renew my fishing license, so it's pretty hefty fines if you happen to get buzzed by the fuzz. Fish and wildlife people, officers of we call them wildlife officers. I'll check you out. They'll have their tape measure. I think it's got to be over 22 inches length for a jackfish, I think. I suppose you should know that when you have a fishing license. You got to know these things. Movies, that's great live stream. Excellent body of work, amazing topics. Yeah. I'm really we're getting down to the grist here. pretty complex subject matter, right? Yeah. Do a little dog around. She likes to make appearances on live stream. See if I can get her to do a call it like a debut. Oh, she's outside. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Melanator. Whoa! Maybe she is camera shy, eh? Got her name tag here. It's got my mobile number on the back. I don't want to give that out. Mila, hey. Say hi.
I'm really excited to be on the live stream. Oh, it's good to see all you internet denizens out there. My name's Mila, and I like chewing bones and stashing cookies and eating kibble crunchers.
Oh, good dog, eh? Aren't you? Okay, go to your bed. Get to your bed. No, you don't have to. Go, no, come. Go play in the yard. Go play in the yard. Go. Yeah, little cookie monster. Likes her cookies. Pretty sure she's got a stash somewhere under the cedar tree. Yeah. Canada, food prices. Great Britain. Lots going on in Great Britain. Craziness. They're, I guess, arresting people like crazy for protesting, or even just Facebook posts. Apparently, I'm not that abreast of the issues. You can go on current affairs site. I don't know what you'll find there, but if anyone knows status, the real successful streamers, they pull in live streamers like on the street, and I think that's pretty fascinating. I don't know how to do that. have to play around with this open broadcast software. But it was easy to install on my laptop. It took about like less than 10 minutes to get up and running. And yeah, I mean, I could conceivably take this laptop anywhere and stream from whatever location, or my mobile device. Probably get working on there. If I want to go like boots on the ground, you know, get out in the thick of the action, get some word on the street, you know, interview people and ask them their opinion on stuff, right? What's your opinion on this latest development? Like, maybe like, well, I'm really sick and tired of this and that, and it's unfair and unjust. Like, do go on, you know. Do go on. Get your opinion out there, right? It's okay to have an opinion. Your opinion could be misguided, right? You know. Could be you don't have both sides of the story sometimes, and so but you get emotionally charged over something, and you might look silly if you don't know what you're talking about, or you only know half the story. So in that case, like a rational person, a reasonable person would capitulate if they're provided with the whole story, right? And what is the truth? It's like evidence. You got different forms of evidence recognized in our legal system. You've got your empirical evidence. You've got your, what's that, certain things are self-evident, like, you know, fire is hot, water is wet. Gravity holds us down, but that's still a theory. Gravity could be magnetism for all we know. It's just the iron in our blood holding us all down. And things, right? Like, you know, if I drop this cup, which I won't because it's full of coffee grounds and little liquid, it's not going to float up there, right? Not unlike a helium balloon. That's called buoyancy, right? So we got airships. I always thought, like, why don't we have more airships? Or go back to, like, hydrogen? Because I've heard some people theorize that the Hindenburg disaster was, like, sabotage, right? Because I think up till that point there are no great Zeppelin mishaps, I don't think. Something to look into. But in classical period, they'd have like docking bays up way in these towers, and I guess probably stairs in those days. Maybe, well, no, probably a lift. Just hop in the lift and up to the tower and board the airship. Pretty cool, man. Yeah. It's like piloting one of those. Be like kind of sailing a ship. You're at the mercy of air currents, I imagine. Obviously, I've never piloted an airship, but I'm guessing it could be tricky to especially moor it to one of these towers, right? Gotta go in kind of approach. You gotta know the approach. Gotta know the wind currents and everything. Clean the camera. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll clean that camera. How's that? A little better? I just got a text saying clean the camera. How's the volume? Is it, can you hear me okay? Looks like in the mixer and everything, I got a level indicator. And it appears to be, it's not clipping or nothing. If I shout, maybe. But I won't raise my voice. Try not to disturb the neighbors. I think they would have wished I would have been thinking along the same lines last night. So I was cranking some tunes and stuff. Not past 10. Maybe a little past 10. But I usually kick in and realize, time for the volume down. The volume down. Replenish the coffee here. Yeah. I like talking food. Probably I know more about food than I do about professional sports. I just embarrass myself if I started talking baseball or soccer, and you know. It's like, yeah, you see that soccer match there last night? Yeah, they really kicked the ball. They got a couple of goals, so it was pretty cool. Yeah, soccer, that's a high endurance. Well, I mean, I think, you know, not as fast as hockey, but you're always kind of jogging, I think, eh? Just running the whole match, you know. And I don't know, do they swap out players in soccer? Or football? What do they call it in Great Britain? Footy. Yeah, you can play some footy. I'm gonna pick you a rose right now. Look at that, that's nice. Rose came right off. I got a couple of bushes. 1, 2, kind of 3. One's on the other side of the fence, but yeah, 3 rose bushes, 4 lilac trees, 4 cedars, tree planted a couple of summers ago. It's coming in nice. I don't want to start twisting the laptop around. It's plugged in and everything. So, yeah, it's, I don't want to promote smoking or nothing. You know, I'd say it's never too late to start if you really want to, but it can be incredibly addictive if you start getting a nicotine dependence like I have. And then, of course, it's very pricey, and it's just not cool to make excuses for lack of willpower, but here I am. Here am I. There's you at home, viewing audience. Okay, let's get wild and crazy. I'm gonna cut my hair on stream here. Just trim the split ends, that's what they call it. Oh, don't snip your ear off. that was pretty exciting. I had a visitor and stayed a few days, several days, and she brought this with her. Mississippi mud. It's pretty smooth, but not really to my liking. Called Black and Tan. I think that's a reference to. I heard a song. Irish Rovers or some Irish group. They come out you black and tan, fight me like a man. You know. And they got that drum where they kind of swivel the stick over top, and the accordions, of course, right? Maybe a fiddle. That's my fiddle sound. You know, like, I think I ought to get into cigar smoking instead of cigarettes. It's a little more distinguished, eh? Or a pipe. So, maybe a long stem pipe. Or what did Sherlock Holmes smoke? He smoked that J, sort of like in a, so it's like a, yeah, J or an F. Yeah. Ooh. What to do today? Well, I'm doing it, man. At least I'm doing something. I'm not doing nothing. Talking for like someone from the past, before live streaming and internet. If they saw you talking to a computer, talking to your laptop back in the, I don't know when laptops first came out, probably early 80s are examples of portable computers. The first laptop, that's one to Google. Let's find out together, right? I got a text. Squidsky. That's a nickname from junior high. Squidman. The story behind that is I was like new kid in town, and wanna make a mark, kind of. So at lunchtime, gather around, and I'd invent these stories about swimming underwater and discovering an underwater cavern, and close to the entrance there were these squidmen, these underwater beings that with tridents, and they guarded the entrance, and so you had to kind of sneak around them. You didn't want to get caught by the squid man. And so I got the nickname Squid Man. Oh boy. So funny. Maybe not that funny too. I don't know. It's inventive, I guess. Because really there were no underwater caverns where I went swimming. But fact, I at one time I could hold my breath underwater for over a minute while swimming and stuff. Eh? Yeah, I used to. Another funny thing, I used to practice holding my breath. Like, don't do that. I probably. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can't hold my breath for 1 minute. But after we look up first laptop computer. I'm kind of into computing history. I was just thinking about like the Radio Shack color computer, and to think how far we've gone. Like this was in the, I'm gonna say, early to mid '80s, and went over to friend's house. Well, it was my parents' friends, and then I was friends with their boy, and he happened to have a Radio Shack color computer. They called it Coco for short, eh? Like it's camel case lettering too, eh? Like capital C-O, capital C-O. And it had ribbon tables and a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive. You know, the kind of flimsy floppies, the floppy floppies, and then he had a modem. Like, few people had modems back then, and so I knew about them, but didn't have one myself. So when we went to visit, I I always bugged him. Hey, can I try your modem? And in those days, you'd call up a bulletin board system with the modem, and you'd connect at such a slow rate. Like for example, just 1 second of this streaming would have you would have needed latency, and it would have taken probably 5 hours just to get 1 second of audio and video at the rate of speed you're dealing with back then. It was at that time, like, I'm not gonna say, I imagine there were people out there knew that it would only ultimately get to the state where we have, almost simultaneous data transfer. And you think the state of online gaming, the level of bandwidth you need and everything. Okay, so laptop computer history. Okay, we got Wikipedia and laptop computer history. It's a website called Computer Hope. Hey, shout out to Computer Hope. Okay, 1975 was the first portable computer. It was the IBM 5100. Released in September of 1975. It weighed 55 pounds, which was much lighter and more portable than any other computer to date. While not truly a laptop by today's standards, it paved the way for developing truly portable computers. I'll just read through it, why not? Alan Kay created the idea of the laptop in 1976 while working at Xerox, Palo Alto Research Center, calling it the Dynabook. It says 1976. He helped develop, I didn't think there was anything like that until the 80s, but here we are, the 70s. He helped develop a prototype of his Dynabook, which was officially named the Xerox Note Taker. 79. Bill Mogridge designed the grid compass, and it's spelled like it's an acronym with a lowercase I. So yeah, it's grid, all capitals except for the I. In 79, the most portable computer at the time, the closest example of a laptop computer. NASA used the grid compass in its space shuttle program in the early 80s. And we get to 1981. Developed by Adam Osborne in April 1981, the Osborne 1 was the first truly portable computer and was recognized as the first true laptop computer. Okay, so I was kind of right, like 80s, You have the preamble, the precursors to the, what would be considered a true laptop, but 81 was the year. Weighed 24.5 pounds and had a 5-inch display. So now our phones have 5-inch displays or more, right? Like a little pocket computer. Epson released the Epson HX20 in 1981. It was the first portable computer with a built-in printer. In 83, Radio Shack. I was just talking about the color computer. Yeah, that was the TRS-80 Model 100 portable computer. I think if you had one of those, you're probably considerably wealthy. I don't imagine they were, in today's dollars, they probably would have cost like $3,500 or more. I don't know. Just a guess on my part, but in today's dollars, back then, like in 1983, I'd say like $1,200 was big investment. And 84, Commodore released the Commodore SX64 in 1984, the first portable computer to feature a full-color display screen. It weighed about 20 pounds and sold for $995. So that's, I had a Commodore computer, a Commodore 64 in the 80s, and wasn't 20 pounds. So I'm guessing a lot of that weight comes from the battery probably, or the lion's share. But yeah, $995 in 1984. That was like, you might make a purchase like that once a year if your average income. 86, IBM released its first laptop, the PC Convertible. Weighed 12 pounds, making it first laptop under 15 pounds. Okay, we can go on and on. Well, it was good. Let's shift gears. Different topic. Yeah, looking at these 50-pound portable computers. Yeah, not really a laptop. It's got a cathode ray tube screen, tiny little screen like those little portable TVs. You used to get that back in the day with the VHF, UHF tuner on them. I think we should go back to all that. Forget the internet. We'll do like UHF broadcasts everywhere. It's pretty, to me it's interesting. I don't know. That'd be cool if someone came over. So I've been broadcasting, almost 3/4 of an hour already. How time flies. Yeah. Yeah, my own life is rather uneventful. So maybe I'll look up. I'll see what's happening in the world. I almost don't want to. Pretty scary sometimes. Eh? Feel pretty lucky to be somewhere nice and peaceful. Okay. I'm glad I'm not sharing my screen here because I'm on a website with images that are not pleasant. Less than definitely if you're a sensitive person, you can be like, and I just look at it like, no, I'm joking. I just avert my own gaze, really. But life can be ugly. We all, I'm sure we've all experienced a little bit of ugliness. Oh, here's that interesting topic. Another tech-related thing. Well, if you're familiar with DARPA, I think it's an acronym. Stands for Defense Advanced Research, something. I can't remember. DARPA, but yeah. Okay, here we have. This is someone tweeted this. I don't know how credible the source is, but they got a blue check mark, so whatever. If that's an indicator of credibility, not necessarily. I know that on Twitter, which is now X.com. Not xvideos.com. X.com. Okay, so new. This is the developing. New development or. Okay, DEFCON 32. DARPA-run Pentagon hacker convention pushes to embed AI in critical infrastructure. quietly automating bug fixes in operating systems, energy, and water supplies. And then the related picture is a sequence of ones and zeros, binary. You just put that kind of stock photo. Just monochrome ones and zeros, like just without spaces or any kind of semblance. Just a bit stream is really what it is. That's their picture. That's, to say, oh, this is computer stuff. If you want the link, it's x.com/disclose TV/status/ no, but just look up disclose TV in there if you want to see where I'm getting this from. But I'm not looking at Twitter. I'm just looking at someone conveying it on a different website with that link. So what are they saying here? They're like integrating to embed. They want to embed artificial intelligence in critical infrastructure. Quietly automating bug fixes in operating systems, energy, and water supplies. Well, that's if you believe in the whole singularity thing. Like, would it optimize things, or would it maybe? I'm in the camp that computers can't really think for themselves. Like, they need a prompt, or they need some kind of. What do I know? Like, I'm sure you could set it up so it's got sensory input, like your camera, microphone, scanning, like you could scan in the infrared spectrum, stuff like that, and then you could kind of put it on a loop where it tell it, okay, take information at 1,000 units per millisecond or whatever, and re-update yourself, and then based on what your inputs are, you want to micro adjust here, whatever. Discuss this all day. But we live in a high trust society. For example, don't want to advertise this fact, but oftentimes I unlock my vehicles. And got a pretty good neighborhood watch thing going on, I think. I hope so. I invited people, I advertised free sage. We got sage growing in the front yard. And a couple of people were interested, and I said, yeah, just stop by, give them my address, help yourself. Because I'm not gonna use all that sage, and I don't know if it'd be worth trying to sell it. I'm sort of in the mindset that, like, I hate seeing it if someone wants something. Did the same with rhubarb. So free rhubarb. Me, it's a win-win situation. I get to keep my wild rhubarb plant from growing over everything. I got a bumper crop. Gave away quite a few stalks, man. Quite a few rhubarb stalks. A lot of muffins made out of my rhubarb. Muffins and crumble. Oh, I remember when my mom used to make like this apple and rhubarb crumble. Little dessert dish. It was really nice. With rhubarb, can be really on the tart side, and the tart side. So you gotta add sugar to it. Like, you could just get a sugar bowl and dip your rhubarb piece of celery. And just dip, crunch, dip, crunch. Dip, crunch, dip, crunch. That's what we do around here. Dip and crunch. Okay, so back to DARPA. Boy, oh boy. You know, the architecture of computers is just incredible. And you know, it almost looks like a little city layout. If you look at like a close-up of these circuit boards and stuff, the way it's laid out, you'd almost think, oh, that could be a map of a city. You know, looks like little roadways, arteries, arterial roads, all very square, grid-like. This is a fun post. Something off the beaten path. It looks like some kind of classical literature. Maybe. Okay. Thou art as tyrannous as thou art, as those whose beauties proudly make them cruel. For well thou knowest, to my dear doting heart, thou art the fairest and most precious jewel. Yet in good faith some say that thee behold, thy faith hath not the power to make love groan. To say they err, I dare not be so bold, although I swear to myself alone. And to be sure, that is not false I swear, 1,000 groans, but thinking on thy face, one on another's neck do witness bear, thy black is fairest in my judgment's place. In nothing art thou black, save in thy deeds, and thence this slander, as I think proceeds. I wonder if that's that dude who wrote Macbeth and King Lear, Shakespeare. Sounds Shakespearean. I don't know, I'm not really well versed in classical literature, poetry stuff. So if it's maybe it's just some original thing, someone just writing that style, just a random dude on the internet. I don't know. It's an anonymous post. Okay, we're getting into the high forehead commentary here. Okay, what's he referring to? Okay, in references embedding AI into critical infrastructure. Someone said pretty. Okay, let's trace this back. This thread here. DARPA has always set the curve. It will be fine. And then a responder says, "Pretty good point, but I've yet to see anything convincing that shows AI can manage this." In reference to critical infrastructure. And someone else says, Canadian says, it was meant to be somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but DARPA has a history of holding on to things for a decade or two before releasing them out to the public. Not sure if any remember during the late 2000s, but there was a chatbot on Tor. So I think Tor is some kind of web browser platform. So this like late 2000s, right? 2008, 2009. There's a chatbot. I don't know if you know what a chatbot is, but it's like sort of it's called like the infancy of AI. Teach a computer words. It's a chatbot on Tor. This is a web browsing platform, I think, or a torrent app program. Some people, I don't know when they started calling computer programs apps. I think that was an Apple. Anyway, this guy says it was a chatbot on Tor that wasn't complete shit, and I wouldn't doubt that they, being DARPA, were involved with it. These are questions that everyone reading this should be asking yourself when you hear anything about AI developers, researchers, and anyone tangentially related to DARPA. If we don't kill them all first, they will literally set loose an AI mind reading and manipulation system that will kill all human beings as if individual leads them. Okay, it's not that well written. Well, just, okay. If you've heard of Havana syndrome, I'm not familiar. I think it was, but anyway, this guy's claiming it was a test run, and they've been targeting key players and people that they think can be useful guinea pigs for whatever agendas for decades. But on a long enough timeline, and this is their ultimate goal, is to use these Havana syndrome like tech scaled up to the level that it is as or more ubiquitous than telecom grids. And they will literally control the actions of every human being at the neuronal level. I don't know. It's like, yeah, hit the pipe again, buddy. Who wrote that? Someone under US. Some yank. No offense, Ameribros, man. You know, Americats. My brothers and sisters in America. I'm a North American, right? I'm really just a mere subject of the crown. My head of state is King Charles, Royal Highness HRH King Charles. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about him. Don't know him, obviously. Never had audience with the king. I never shook his hand. Never saw him in person. My dad, he once shook hands with the Duke of... What would that have been? Surprised to learn, I didn't learn that until later in life about my dad. Not the Duke of Wellington. Can help me out, like someone who might have attended, military parades or Canada. Duke of Edinburgh rings the bell. Ultimately, we're all just people, right? Whether you're aristocracy or you're blacksmith making horseshoes for the aristocracy. Shotting horses. Man. Always love horses, man. Like, just, I don't have much exposure. So when I get an opportunity, I always like, oh yeah, can I check out your horses, eh? Yeah, bro, where's your horses at? You got her hitched up there. The hitching, what do you call that? Prior to automobile taking over, eh? You'd have hitch it, post, hitch and post. Is that it? Watch the westerns and when they ride into town, eh? And first stop is the saloon. Find out what's going on. Then just hitch up your horse there. Gonna make a quick pop in. There's no if you call riding horse driving or driving horses, there's no well, I guess if you've got a team of horses and you're intoxicated, probably a bad idea, eh? I don't know. You might guess it depends on the horse. The team of horse, the pair of horses. Got your wagon. Okay, this seems quite a bold statement. Okay, the powers that be have a new system that has been in the development for decades now, ready to be rolled out in the coming years. It will operate in parallel, starting sometime next year, and by the next decade, it will be fully operational as the Agenda 2030 goals are slowly being implemented. There will be no collapse, no violence, no uprising, no world war, no revolution. I'm not going to say the next bit. Or other such fantasies. Instead, there will be law and order, compliance, and total surveillance until the very end. AI will be the center of it all. The Great Reset is inevitable. Well, I hope not. If this guy's a great prophet, I hope he's getting bad info on the future. Personally, I kind of like things the way they are. What do you call me more of a traditionalist, even though I've embraced modern era shit, like computers and basic like interactions with a store clerk. I like that. There you go. Checkout person. Hey, how's it? Engage in a little banter. If they're if they're clearly, you can see if they're having a bad day. You don't want to say anything but pleasantries, or they're not interested in what you're going to use your coriander purchase for. It's DARPA. We're on the subject of DARPA. Okay, new topic. As they say in radio, let's shift gears. Speaking of radio, I would encourage anyone listening. I don't think I have anyone tuned in, but well, I haven't checked. I got 0 concurrent viewers and 3 likes. Oh, okay. Basim Taliani. Basim Taliani. Hey brother, I'm going to restart my phone. I'm getting some echoes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Basim. I'm sort of. This is like my inaugural broadcast from the deck here. I'm just kind of ironing out all the technical kinks and stuff. Hey, I'm gonna tell my buddy's messaging me on Facebook. I'm gonna tell him to watch my stream and give him a link. Watch my stream. I'll put the link in YouTube. YouTube. I think it's just amazing that, well, not really, you know, I kind of know how it works, but that when you type in an actual URL, it just in plain text, you know, it just recognizes it as a hyperlink. There's a period of time I was sort of like really getting into web development, and I did you know what they call a lamp stack, and that's stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. I won't go into it. It's pretty dry subject matter if you're not into it. But yeah, I was like kind of getting pretty swift in that, and then didn't exactly lose interest, but you know, got busy or whatever. Something you know what? I don't even want to get back into it. I want to get into setting up a studio, audio video studio, and making music again. Okay, where were we here? What was I on about? Entirely forget my train of thought. That's okay sometimes. Maybe, you know, couldn't have been that important, or it'll if I don't actively think about it, it'll just recur in my I love conspiracy theories that are plausible, you know, because theories sometimes become fact. So you don't know if it's just an effort at propagandizing people. Try make them look silly, see if you can't fool them, type thing. And then get a kick at it. Could be some some teenager, you know, like just putting out something out there that people latch onto. And then if you suddenly get passionate about it and start reposting it to your Facebook friends, and then it's later it comes out, you know, oh yeah, I just made that shit up, and then you're like, oh, now I feel silly. You know, the embarrassment, and the teenage dudes just laughing at all the boomers who took the bait, kind of thing. or Gen Xers, or whoever. I guess the silent generation kind of on the way out, hey? Just the way the bell curve goes, you know. We're gonna, like, how many World War II veterans are still kicking? Let's check it out. World War II. Veterans living today. Type that into DuckDuckGo. The list of last surviving World War II veterans. They got a list that fits on Wikipedia, I guess. Let's just all get a idea. said about 70 million people fought in World War II. This list is incomplete. It doesn't just give you a number though. So I'll just scroll down and this particular list. So we're gonna say there's at least, some of them are okay, and you have all, not just Commonwealth, but also Soviet Union and the from all over the world, people who fought in World War II. Well, hence World War, right? Not like a localized war. And then you also get list of last surviving Nazi war criminals. List of last surviving veterans and military insurgencies in wars. Those are something else to look at. So I'd say this list of surviving World War II veterans, which they point out is incomplete, obviously. But I'd say it's like I'm not gonna count. I'm just gonna quickly estimate here. I'm gonna say like upper range, like 5 dozen. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times 5 is 65. So we got here, there's at least 65 surviving veterans of Second World War. No, not even some. No. Oh, someone's asking about my sage. I can't even see like front yard from here. I don't have like a camera hooked up or nothing, so I don't know. I just like invite them. It's high trust community. So I'll just this is on Facebook. Someone I advertise like free sage, you know. And okay. I'll say you bet, exclamation. Swing by and help yourself. My address is not gonna say my address on my live stream, right? I don't know. It's gonna be in case like less than scrupulous people might be watching or something. So I'm gonna. I suppose I could put on like some of my own tunes without risk of violating copyright. It'd be funny if you got a copyright notice for your own intellectual property. It's like cease and desist. It's really copyrighted anyway. Well, it's not. Clean again. Volume is low. Okay. Clean this up. Cleaning it with finger grease. Cleaning the camera. Volume is low, so I think I can. Yeah, I think I can. No, can I? can I up the level? Let's see. I'm going to advanced audio properties. Audio capture device. Volume percent. Yeah, it's at 100. So you know what? I'll just I'll talk louder. Hey, can you hear me now? Check mic. Okay, but I'm going to take a quick break here. I'll be back in I'm gonna say 2 minutes or less. So bear with me. And just a topic of conversation before I go. Let's find something. Oh, let's talk about U.S. politics. I don't follow it too closely, but it's kind of pretty exciting with a former president running, right? And Donald Trump. Love him, hate him. I I think he's polarizing figure for sure. I'll say that. And like I say, I'm gonna be back in a flash, and I'll get a little wipey thing to clean the camera lens better. It's just a laptop cam, It's nothing. Nothing you wanna start a news network with or something. But I'll be right back. Coming up, Mila? Got some water there, hey? Look. You betcha. Get you all kibbled up later. Not gibbled, but kibbled. Yeah, not right now though. Oh! Don't want my dog getting fat. Not too fat. Nah, she's pretty good. I don't know if dog diabetes is a thing. Probably. Or even if it really isn't, it's like they'll tell you it is, eh? It's like, okay, now you need a prescription, dog insulin, dog grade insulin, canine grade insulin. And yeah, it'll be like $1,700 a month. You gotta inject your dog. What the fuck? Injecting my dog with nothing. It's like time to get out the shovel, I guess. Oh yeah, U.S. Politics. What's up with Kamala Harris? Do you like her? Well, it's a hot button issue, eh? It always is. Presidential elections. I'll just come right out and say it. She rubs me the wrong way. I don't really like her. I won't go on about like I don't want to say anything that I'd be accused of being a misogynist. No way. But head of state in Canada, Queen Elizabeth, I think pretty much free of any serious controversy in her own personal life. And of course, they have to be extra vigilant about that and being always in the front and center. The monarchists, they expected to set a good example. On a scandal, right? Scandalous, eh? In the Victorian era, that could mean like showing your ankles in public, eh? Which, do I have an opinion? I don't have an opinion on that. Well, of course I do. Will I share that opinion? That's another. So I guess I just kind of gave myself away, but yeah, I honestly kind of frown upon. I don't know, man. Go on about that. Someone prompts me to, I might, but I don't want to bring any pitchforks and. Oh, I said I was gonna. I've just got myself a damp towelette. I'm gonna properly clean this, I hope. I mean, it looks, dry it. Hopefully I didn't. There's. See how that is now. I'm kind of looking. I've got pretty good eyesight, and I can see like it looks like maybe there's something there. I guess just how it's gonna be, my friend. Okay. Yeah, volume-wise, yeah, I'll just try and speak up, because I'll check where's the microphone? Right here. Maybe I'll clean that. Maybe it's impacted with a little dust. Can you hear that? Mic check. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. A little better now. Yeah. I got to show my age with this white beard. No gray hair yet, though, for what's left. That's because I never had kids. I saw all my. Well, I don't know. You never know who's dyeing their hair, I guess, but pretty much all my buddies grown up with. Well, not all of them. I don't think you do, Moody. You don't have gray hair. Not that I noticed. And you're not using Just for Men, I don't think. Brush it in. What I think in those kits, like I remember the ads, Just for Men hair dye. It came out with Just for Men beard formula, and I think they did come with a little applicator, in the package. I seen it like from the ads and stuff. No, that was when I wasn't even thinking I'd ever have gray hair when those ads were on the airwaves. I don't know, they're probably still out there. We could look that up. That's just as exciting as Kamala Harris, right? Like, try hair dye Kamala Harris. What is your Kamala? How do you feel about men dyeing their hair and beards? It's like,
Well, I'm not going to dignify that with a response. Can you get on topic?
I don't know if anyone really likes her. But then again, you know what? I haven't. Maybe if she's got some instances where she is saying something witty or clever, then feel free to post a link. I'm like I say, I haven't been scrutinizing the whole media around the presidential election. The race is on. The race is on, and here comes Dawn in the backstretch. He once was the president. Kamala's bound to fall. My vice president. Okay, I'll work on that one. That's it. Sawyer Brown, and then do change the lyrics type thing, do a Weird Al like of Sawyer Brown's. It's like called "Race Is On." That song, I like that song. Well, the race is on. Here comes pride in the backstretch. Our rake is going to the inside. I always like that tune. That's one of those tunes, but they played it every day on the radio, and I had to hear it every day. Then I'd be like, okay, I gotta, put it on hold for a year, and then a year from now I'll like it again. You get sick of shit, hey? Or I do. Even if it's good, like a good song that gets ruined for you from overplay. That's what I don't like. Like, I'll talk about this local FM radio station. Every day, every single day, you're gonna hear Kim Mitchell's Patio Lanterns at random times in the day. Probably twice a day they'll play that, and I'm like, God, man, kind of when that song came out, I liked it. After listening to it when it first came out, it was novel, and then down the even a year later, you hear it here and there, and it's patio lanterns, those patio lanterns, like it's a fun theme. But after you've heard it like 1,020 times in the course of 3 years, it's like I will say Kim Mitchell, great guitar player. He had some uniqueness to his style. Like that's what I wanted going forward. I don't want to be like look for the silver lining, find the good in everything. Finding the good in everything. Some certain things are just it's all repulsive or nasty or whatever. Just sometimes that exposure to if you've never been exposed to like a certain level of let's call it crappiness, sketchiness, the ugly side of human nature, then having that exposure helps you put things into context. Like if you don't realize how good you got it, and then you see the other side of the fence. Like growing up, I was pretty sheltered, I'd say. And I had no idea, like when you make friends and then you see their situation, like you think you have it, you know, oh, my parents are mean to me. Well, holy crap. Like, and then you see like, whoa, it's like you go home and give your mom and dad a hug. Yeah. But yeah, Kamala. Okay, let's get back on the. So this is hot button shit. Ooh, excuse my language. So this is someone accusing the Kamala campaign of astroturfing. And so astroturfing, that tells me, you know, synthetic, an attempt to synthetically drive feigned popularity. Is that right? You know, someone wants to do a more succinct definition, I invite you to. AstroTurf. That's a power word, man. When you use it, you know, like in the physical sense, yeah, it's like a AstroTurf ball diamond. You know, it's a sports metaphor applied to whatever you want. Like, well, I gotta sort of like the Potemkin village. Is that the? It's where you got foreign dignitaries visiting. So you put up a front of like, oh, look how nice our street is, but it's just like, it's just a facade. You know, there's no real structure behind it. It just looks pretty. So when you're rolling in, when the dignitaries rolled in, they're like, oh, this place isn't so bad. the house of cards collapses and it's like, there's like some, you know, it's just full of beggars like starving to death. Shit. Yeah, today is gonna be, wow, man. You know, it's a little smoky now. Looking around, there's a little bit of haze. You know, we had really clear days, but there's forest fires all over. And speaking of forest fires, a friend of mine who's a biologist, she posted on Facebook about forestry practices, like for logging, like the big lumber companies and stuff. They have these practices where they she says they spray glyphosate. They dump it from helicopters and stuff over forest patches in order to stunt the growth of certain species of trees. If memory serves, is like aspen and poplar, so that the more lucrative or the more profitable trees grow better. But this interrupts, if I'm getting it right. It interrupts the natural forestry. Like a natural forest sort of has just inadvertent qualities that suppress the likelihood of wildfire, eh? But because of she says, because of this spraying and this interference in the forests, like profit motivated, I guess. It's like the forests are like I can't remember words. I think it started with like a F. The forests are effed for like decades. Nothing you can do. You just expect these like high intensity wildfires every summer kind of thing. Basically, yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot by allowing this to happen. I don't know if it's all true necessarily, but it wouldn't surprise me. And then blame it on some drunk dude who flicked a cigarette. You know, you don't want to do that, but tell ya, like if you get a real dry bundle of wood, flick a cigarette in there, even on a hot day, dry, tinder. It's a very slim likelihood that it's going to flame up. It'll smolder. Cigarette, I'd say 99+% chance that cigarette's just going to burn out without an open flame happening. Clean again, volume is low. Okay. How can I fix the volume? You know what? Okay, volume is low, but can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna move. How about now? Let me check this new software package, Open Broadcast. Now it's probably too high, right? Okay, hold on. We'll meet in the middle here. Okay, okay. I'm gonna readjust it once more. Okay, how about now? This is my friend texting me, and thank you, Moody. This way I can, my next broadcast, we'll have all the settings up to snuff. And the race is on, and here comes pride in the backstretch. Heartache is going to the inside. My love's holding back, running, true love for another day. Well, the race is on and it looks like heartache, and the winner loses all. I don't know if I'm even technically a baritone. Voice wise, man, you know what I love is what's that other side? Similar kind of song. Like Daddy played bass, Mama played the fiddle. Me, I'm stuck right in the middle. And who sang that? And then they had a true bass singer. It's like deepest voice, when you can get that articulation at such a low register, that's pretty rare to get a real bass singer. It's not I bet if you looked it up, there's a scarcity of pop music bass singers. There's probably a lot of potential. Like they have the bass, but they don't perform or sing or bass voice. Bass voice. Oh, okay, here we go. This is cool. HelloMusicTheory.com. Okay, 11 of the greatest and most famous bass singers of all time. So, bass and baritone parts of a song often carry the music. They may not be as noticeable as sopranos and tenors, but bass voices drive the music forward and often add a level of harmony that no other vocal range can reach. The bass singers are particularly popular in gospel, country, a cappella, and operatic music. A fine-tuned bass voice can calm the listener or make them feel an overwhelming amount of emotions. So we've got Barry White, yeah. My darling, darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby. Yeah. I have a record, a Barry White record. I love it. I played it quite frequently in my late teens, early 20s, I guess. So his birth name was Barry Eugene Carter. And he just went by Barry White. You need a catchy name, eh? Like, how do you it's easy to remember. Okay, Barry White is best known for his songs Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. My darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby. That's really the only one I can kind of recite off the top of my head. Okay, so Barry White, popular in the Senate, is Johnny Cash. Yeah, you can get down in the register, eh? I'd say his acting. I saw him in a film. I thought, yeah, it's Johnny Cash, and he had a guitar number. But as for like, can't argue. Screen presence. He was already famous when he took on this role. I'm pretty sure. And I can't remember the title of the film. But he became a success in the 50s. Johnny Cash began heavily using drugs. What? I never knew that. Cash's addiction became part of his reputation for decades to come. Drugs became the focal point of some of Cash's most memorable songs like Hurt, The Junkie's Prayer, and Cocaine Blues. Yeah, don't get into that nose candy, kids. He's never, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't do it. Look at me. My life is always happy. Okay, he was also known to wear black in most of his performances. And coupled with the dark themes of his songs, he was dubbed the Man in Black. Okay, here's one I'm not familiar with, is Boris Christoff. Christoph. Without the ER. So not Christopher, but Christoph. Bulgarian opera performer Boris Christoph was considered by many to be the 20th century's greatest bass singer. I'm going to add him to my YouTube premium music thing. I'm going to listen to Boris tonight, probably. Check him out. I don't know if I'll like him. I'm sure I will. Okay, and Christoph, he began singing probably as many famous singers did. I'm ad-libbing here. I'm kind of reading from the thing. Christoph began singing as a choir boy in his youth. However, Christoph did not initially pursue a career in music. Instead, he studied law and became a magistrate. That's taking law to, study of law to a level, eh? Slowly, Christoph gained popularity performing as a choir soloist on the side. In 1942, the Bulgarian government gave Christoph a grant to move to Italy and train under Riccardo Straccieri. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. A world-renowned baritone singer. Christoph performed as one of the world's most famous opera singers for several decades. His unique hypnotic voice drew out massive audiences in every country he toured. Wow. See, I didn't even know. But, 20th century musical history. J.D. Summer. Okay. John Daniel Sumner. Sorry, not Summer. Sumner. More popularly called J.D. I wonder where they got that from. Was best known as a member of the Blackwood Brothers, a gospel quartet that was particularly popular in the 1950s. In addition to the Blackwood Brothers, Sumner was a member of the Sunny South Quartet, the Sunshine Boys, the Stamps Quartet, and Masters 5. That's Masters V. I'm presuming it's Roman numeral Masters V. Sumner met Elvis Presley when Presley was 14 and didn't have enough money to get into Blackwood Brothers show. So there's Elvis. He's trying to get into shows, man. Well, no surprise, right? Little piece of trivia there. Should do a whole new Trivial Pursuit game. I don't remember that being in any of the cards. I think I can answer every Genesis Edition question, but no. I'm definitely sure I could beat a millennial at Trivial Pursuit, or most millennials, unless they're autistic about Trivial Pursuit. And when I say autistic, I mean that in the the Rain Man positive. It's like some people say Down syndrome. I say up syndrome. Sumner met Elvis Presley when he was 14. Didn't have enough money. Okay, so Sumner told Presley he would let him into any of his shows for free. The two had a long-lasting friendship through the remainder of Presley's life. Sumner even performed at Presley's funeral. See, I didn't know. I'm not Elvis historian, but yeah. So, but these are bass singers. Although he didn't, we're talking about John Daniel Sumner. Although he didn't pursue a solo career, he has contributed greatly to the music industry as a songwriter. He's known to have written over 700 songs. Whoa! Wow! I've written 7 in 25 years. Okay, some of the most notable songs he wrote are Wonderful Savior, I've Got to Walk That Lonesome Road, and A Land Where Milk and Honey Flows. Oh, I want to go to that land, eh? Just imagine just like streams of milk and honey there. Just dip your cup in the stream. That's all you need in life, eh? Just a cup of honey and milk. We got Leonard Cohen, yeah. Canadian baritone bass singer Leonard Cohen was known for his distinctly recognizable voice. Yeah. Baritone bass, you know, if you can do bass, you can obviously pretty much do baritone, I think. Cohen began his career writing novels and poetry. Let me just make sure I'm still streaming here. Looks like it. Yeah, I'm on for just about 2 hours here. No, I'm under 9 minutes away from 2 hours. But we got okay, where was I? Yeah, that's when I say like I'd like to make a studio where, you know, I could get a partner who can control like the, you know, add in some sound effects and do some fun things. Make it more of a slick production. But let's see who we got here. Okay, so no one's commenting. I've got 0 viewers. Wow, I'm setting a record. Longest stream without any viewers. I suppose like most regular people are probably at work today anyway. They don't have time. Their boss will frown on them, you know, checking out a live stream. Unless their boss is a subscriber of it, right? And I had so many bosses over the years. And not many of them were bass singers. Yeah, interesting fact. I've worked for, I'm gonna say, at least 40 different companies since I was a teenager. And I think my longest stint at one company was about 9 months, gestation period. Read into that what you will. No, I don't have any kids. I don't think. Pretty sure I don't. Regrettably. Won't go into my personal life too much here. We'll talk about parents, so I have a deep admiration for couples who stick it out. Yeah. Nowadays, like, so many people get divorces and yeah, hard on the kids. Generally, in some instances maybe not. It all depends. Every union is unique. Now, look at me, I'm like scanning all the stuff that's open in my browser. I don't know where I'm going. Computer-wise here. Computer, tell me a story. Or, I'm the computer. I'm going to tell you a story. A story like you never heard, lad. My computer's talking to me again. this thing? Notification. I think it's all working generally. Hope my volume's like at a good level. I'm not clipping. I'll watch it later. I think even YouTube will sort of clean things up to, using algorithms, and like they'll take a sample of the entire audio and then nick down the, it's like pruning trees, and once it's finalized, like you'll get a sort of optimal level. It looks like I can see there's still like cloudiness on my camera. I don't think I can do anything about it. I'll just have to get a different camera, like a USB camera. I don't know if they're any good. Well, sure. Depends how much money you spend. But USB is pretty rapid fire, I think, in terms of bit transfer with the new, what do you call it, like architecture, or like the USB 3.0. Boom, you got like light speed. When I say light speed, I mean like even faster than light speed. What's faster than light speed? Like nothing. That's what like electrical wires running instantaneous, pretty much. And I was thinking about this is like, as advanced as wireless technology has become, with you have things like handshakes and bit transfer rates and all this, like going over the airwaves, and then call it interpolation. I'm trying to sound smart here. You'll never attain the level of instantaneousness of data transfer than a wired connection can provide. So, like video gaming, I think Nintendo Wii was the first to come out with wireless controllers, if I'm not mistaken, in the home console market, home console platform. You got your Nintendo Wii, and wow, cut the cord, But is there a level of latency, even if it's imperceptible? Because I mean, it's pretty good, right? Like you can't even notice it. Same with like certain frequencies. It's the sort of dog whistle, right? You can't even perceive it. It's inconsequential. It's it's like imperceptible, right, to the human eye and or is it? Similar theme is what they call the golden ear. And so the whole idea of the audiophile, someone who it's like, man, all my components got to be gold. You've got the $45,000 turntable. It's like silent as a submarine, right? All the motors on your turntable are like buffered and chalked up, so it's just like real. You're not getting any extraneous noise in there. Good book to read. I read a long time ago. The title, and I can't remember by who it's written, so I'll look it up. So you want to give credit. It's like, oh yeah, this book, I don't remember who wrote it. It's like, some people think like movies just appear magically. There's no behind, they don't see all the work that goes on, right? So the title of the book is Good Sound. And I remember reading it when I was, I think it was in my late teens, early 20s. Sound publication. How to use DuckDuckGo. No. I'm still not finding it. I thought I would there. Okay, Good Sound book. Some publication. It's like you use one syllable instead of three. Good Sound. There it is. Yeah, I found it. Amazon. It's called Good Sound, and then the subtitle is An Uncomplicated Guide to Choosing and Using Audio Equipment. And my major takeaway from that, reading that, was, it's only as good, your audio system is only as good as its weakest link. Like, you could have speakers made of Brazil wood and you could have a perfectly balanced, handcrafted turntable made by a custom made $40,000 turntable, $10,000 speakers, gold plated wiring, and then some kind of shitty amplifier. Well, your whole system, all that, it's only going to be as good as the thrift store amplifier, right? Like, only as good as the weakest link, just like any chain of things. It's, in this case, it's not like a metal chain, it's a series and sequence of components. So that's what, when back to the whole evidence thing, that's like that should be self-evident. It's like, so the idea, I guess, to get a good sound system, you want, who can afford well, in the book, it said some Japanese audiophiles, someone who is just obsessed with getting the perfect sound out of their system, would go so far as to build a concrete column up their house just to put their record player on in order to isolate it from outside vibration. Wow. Who does that? I mean, but it's you're gonna do it, You're not getting the outside vibration unless there's an earthquake, and then you're all hooped. And then you'll see a scratch go across your most recent vinyl purchase, eh? It's like, earthquake, fuck you. Ooh. I'm getting a little loose-lipped with the expletives here. What I'm looking at right now is solar panels. I got solar panels my dad installed on the garage about 10 years ago, I guess. They still work. They pump out like 14 volts on a sunny day. Volts. Okay, let's get back to presidential race. Figure out what's happening. Who is most popular? I'm gonna say easily Trump. He's got hardcore supporters, right? Where to go here? Try and get the high forehead thinking on this topic here, and then I'll just read it out because I'm a good reader. Okay, let's go Control F, find Kamala. She's like always in the news. Oh, we're back to this. What's up with all the astroturfing of Kamala? I'm gonna say Donald. One thing I think about Donald Trump, you know, I've listened to a few of his speeches. I know. He's like almost universally hated by a big segment of probably the global population. You know, who pays attention. However, like, he has got a certain cadence to his voice where he can mesmerize a crowd, and when he goes off script, it can be anything from like unnerving to invigorating to wildly comedic, you know. And so I'm gonna say, like, if you, like, from a purely non-political perspective, and you say, well, you got a choice to listen to Kamala or Donald Trump, well, I think the answer is clear. Like, I'm far more interested to hear what Donald has to say. You know, politics aside, right? Whatever your leaning happens to be. I remember Ron Paul, and then isn't his younger brother a senator? Rand Paul? I remember watching Fox News, and when was this? Back in back around like 2015, I'm thinking. There was this I think he was a congressman for I don't know which state, but he is Trey Gowdy. I think maybe, I'm just gonna guess, like North Carolina. Trey Gowdy. Pretty sure he was a congressman, not a senator. Let's look up Trey Gowdy. What's he up to today? Is he out of politics? He was Trey Gowdy III. And now he's an American television news presenter. Former politician. So he's not in office. Born in '64. That's 2 years before most of my girlfriends. He always got a Fox News program now. But I remember, like, first seeing him, I thought, oh, yeah, this guy's, like, well versed in the Constitution and stuff. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. This guy like knows what he's talking about, at least, not just a wallflower. Back to Kamala. What are we on here? Okay, what is up with all the astroturfing? Okay, this anonymous commentator, he says Trump is losing. He's going to lose like no one has ever lost before. He's going to lose so bad that his party will be tired of losing. People are going to vote for Harris that didn't even want to vote. Folks, they can't even find people who are undecided. They all want Harris now. They tell me, we didn't know about Biden, but we know we want Harris. I asked Trump people about Trump. They say, well, we thought we wanted Trump, but now we're not so sure. I've never seen this in my lifetime, and I've seen a lot of polls. Believe me, I've seen a lot of polls. It's not someone writing in like Trump vernacular. That's funny. So imagine Trump talking about himself losing. I'm gonna lose harder than anyone. Nobody loses harder than me. My numbers are such that in the history of American politics, nobody has ever lost harder. And don't believe the fake media. Fake. Okay, here's the headline. Kamala Harris campaign caught red-handed faking press headlines to spread disinformation. Boy. Oh, it's gonna get nasty, yeah? Oh, it's gonna be pure entertainment from north of the U.S. border, I'm sure. Let's say, I don't know. I'm of the mindset I think there's just shadow lords and old banking families that hold the purse strings, and rather than true democratic spirit that's you're more selected than you are elected. Like if the true purveyors of power, people with all the gold, don't want you, you're not getting in, no matter what. Even if you're popular with the people. And then I know here in Canada, I heard it put like very well one time, is the House of Commons is essentially a book club for rich kids. And while that might not necessarily, I think overwhelmingly it really is. Like, you're not going to see, the coal miners, the truck driver's son in there. It takes a lot of money to run a campaign, and so essentially for all the regular people, they don't really have a voice. And even if they did, I don't know, man. It's more and more, the older I get, the more I think you just gotta go along to get along. And things just get more expensive. It's like, you want to tear out your hair. Oh, I got some. Torn out my own hair. My frustration with... Oh, we can hear jets flying like crazy. But yeah, it's getting smoky all of a sudden. Good Lord. Good Lord. Hope there's no close forest fires. I should look on Facebook and maybe friends are like, oh my God, there's... Well, I hope not. But it's good to know. I've got to spray my house down with water. I already watered the hanging baskets earlier before the sun hit them. I don't know how to do that when you're watering. They say like water your bedding plants and stuff like in the evening, and instead of hitting them while the sun's shining, kind of thing. Yeah, even though no one's like live watching me. It's the middle of the day. But I think I'm gonna text my friend and ask him if it improved. Did it improve? And then I can go run a couple of errands, come back, and maybe do an evening broadcast when people are finished work. Get my settings optimized, right? Yeah, I'm thinking like something I like to do, like conversation, subject matter, stuff like that. That's kind of what I like doing, like as a it's like I like talking to my bros, my sisters out there, like over the phone. And I like watching other commentators. I'm a big fan of Art Bell, radio personality. And then also that fellow who wrote a book, Behold a Pale Horse. What's his name? It was Bill, like William, Bill. I'll look it up. Instead of sitting here humming and hawing. Behold a Pale Horse Radio. Cooper. Yeah. I was going to say it's like not altogether an uncommon last name. There's lots of Coopers out there, right? But it's Milton William Cooper. He went by Bill Cooper. And it's right off the hop here on the internet search. It says Milton William Bill Cooper was an American conspiracy theorist, radio broadcaster, and author, known for his 1991 book Behold a Pale Horse, in which he warned of multiple global conspiracies, some involving extraterrestrial life. Now, talk about extraterrestrial life. Or speaking on the subject, like my own personal take, for what it's worth, is that I've never seen any kind of anything really. I'd say the strangest thing I saw was like typically I sleep in the basement, but one night I slept in the master bedroom, and where I had the windows, the window open or the blinds open, and I was seeing like these stars, because I had a clear view of the northern sky from where I slept, or where I was about to sleep. But I was watching these two stars, like, and I thought, like, it was almost imperceptible. I thought, are they moving? Like, and so what I did, like, I was like trying to get a reference point with the windowsill type, when the window divider and stuff, and I was like, just sitting there probably a good hour just watching, and yeah, I was like, but I wasn't entirely certain that these what appeared to be points of light in the night sky, and are they relative to each other, relative to the window frame and stuff? It's like, are they moving? Or is it just my imagination, or my, or lack thereof? And I'm gonna say like 90+% certainty. I was like, there's some kind of thing going on in the sky. Like, there was no noise I could hear or nothing, but I was like watching. Yeah, actually, there was a second time, and I have unconventional like beliefs when it comes to stuff like satellites and orbiting and stuff. But one time I was sitting on my front step and looking at the southern sky, and I saw what appeared to be some kind of little celestial dance, like where like one light, and then if you could imagine a mothership, way out in outer orbit or something, and then like the other little points of light, like seemingly came out of there, and they're like moving around and stuff, and I'm like, so this is like, it's like extraterrestrial, I didn't know. It was like maybe just a satellite deployment, or I don't know what I was actually seeing. Right, this was like points of light, like you can't make out any detail or anything. Smoke break. Yeah, that was, oh gosh, let's say like 7 or 8 years ago. I noticed the front step one with what I would describe as maybe a satellite deployment. Like, you want to know what you're seeing, it's like, so that's what I'm like, whoa, this is angels or something going on, or this is occult projections in the sky. I'm gonna get out my scrying mirror, light a candle, and get my quill, and then write down whatever. Anyone who does that type of stuff, my hat's kind of off, because even though I think maybe it's bogus or whatever, at least you're doing something, like it's like Norm Macdonald's grandpa, on the subject of smoking. Well, you're not doing nothing. You're smoking a cigarette, or you're smoking you know, having a smoke. So like doing nothing is like this, right? Like it's like smoking is like this, right? Sort of stimulating. I don't want to encourage no one to start smoking or nothing, you know. Don't. Because anyone watch who happens to watch this, I doubt there will be, you know, 3 or more people. But yeah, if you don't already smoke, you know, it's never too late to start. However, you know, think of the implications in your life. You get like 3 packs of smokes, you could cardiac arrest. Well, it's why, B.R. Mathews told me to start. That's why I'm in the cardiac care unit. I blame Blake. It's a good band, right? That's a good band name, Blame Blake. I thought, like, on my YouTube banner I got Understanders. Like, that was a project I thought of a long time ago. I'm gonna say back in, like, 2008. I was like, yeah, the Understanders. Like, record album. And what do you understand? Do you understand mechanics? Are you a mechanically minded person? A lot of good blue collar jobs that are pay decent wage. They want someone who's mechanically inclined. I remember getting a job by just putting that on my resume. Mechanically inclined. And some degree I am, but I'm no like farm boy, or I'm not someone who's had a lot of experience other than like taking things apart and then not being able to put them back together. You know, got like bolts here and a spring there. I'm gonna just dismantle it all and start again. If you're music, I'd say I'm musically inclined. You got a good memory for patterns and stuff. Yeah, what are your strengths? What are your... Listen, when you go to a job interview, they ask you those like ridiculous questions, eh? Yeah. What would you describe as your greatest weakness? It's like, is this a conversation? Like, you can't fucking tell. Like, I'm clearly, party animal, right? Not that I am, but so you can't glean that off our brief introduction yet. Well, maybe I should be the boss. Yeah, and getting a job these days. Oh man, I tell you, I'm an expert at getting an interview. Getting hired, lasting more than 2 months, past the probationary period, not so good at. But the old boomer mantra, like a lot of jobs, at least where I live, the old axiom that a firm handshake, and, looking someone in the eyes, it does go a long way. First impression. Dress neat. Don't look like a slob. depending, job. It's gonna be like an administrative thing. You put on your best gear within reason. You don't want to put on like fucking show up there in a $5,000 suit for a job that pays $80,000 a year kind of thing. But best foot forward. All those old things. That works. If you're someone looking for a job. In my experience, anyway, just be relaxed. Maybe have like a few drinks before the interview. Smoke some weed. Get high. Go in there. Like, you call it, both guns blazing. It's like, I'm here to take this job. And they're like, I like your moxie. It's like asking if you like a good interviewer who's like, what'd you have for breakfast today? Well, I don't typically eat, but just be honest. I don't usually eat until afternoon. Oh, really? It's like, now he's like, well, I always eat breakfast, but what'd you have for your afternoon? Say your interview's at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like you tell them what you had. It's like, ordinarily I'd have this. Today, I was in a bit of a rush, doing laundry or whatever. And I had rice noodles, bit of seasoning. And then I go, what? They might be like, are you kidding me? And I was like, if it's good employee, then I say, let's go out for lunch. We'll finish this interview over a buffet. That's one time I started a new job. It's in a neighboring town. It was 40 minutes down the road. So, like, kind of a considerable commute. And, it was a small company. The old man, he was like about my dad's age kind of guy. I just lost my dad at the time. It was a slow day. There's nothing nowhere for me to go, kind of thing. It was like oil field trucking type job. And he said, "Hey, well, come with me. I got a few things to do here. You have to take some stuff out to the dump. Extra pair of hands, right on. And then, but first order of business is go to the Tim Hortons, right? And then we get there. It was like, what kind of coffee you like? And then he realized like he didn't have his wallet. I said, I'll get it, And then so I got his order, paid, and then. After we finished all the work, he took me out for a nice buffet at the neighborhood hotel there. We have a pretty decent buffet. I was really hungry at the time. Like, not starving, but like, my appetite was like, I skipped breakfast. And boy, I got like 3 platefuls. And he paid. Oh, man. It was like, I was wondering if that wasn't a test. Like, he was testing me. After the fact, like, I wasn't like thinking that at the time. Like, retrospectively, I was thinking. Is that his, like, character test or something? Like, can you imagine, like, I'm not, you're the boss, you should pay. It's like, and then he's thinking, who am I hiring here? This guy, like, petty, tit for tat dude. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna shut this down, recalibrate, and maybe carry on this evening. I'll turn on patio lanterns. Those patio lanterns, they were the stars in the sky. In the sky, those patio lanterns, lighting up our lives. Oh. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but okay, adios.